Hello everyone, this is Josh Oakes. I'm excited in this video to share with you 7 tips to develop a smart out-of-home marketing campaign and give you a bunch of tips about out-of-home marketing campaigns. I've got with me Jeff Blake. Jeff, welcome to the video.
Hey Josh, happy to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here. Now you work at Rush Hour Advertising and you're the founder. What do you guys do at Rush Hour Advertising?
We focus on ways to target commuters as an advertising market segment. So we try to find ways to really get in front of commuters when they're ready to buy, which is when they're in the car.
Great. I'm excited because I've known you for a few years now. I've admired you. I think you're a great guy. You've been with me and Media Leaders since the very beginning of our presentations. Let's do this real quick. What is out of home? Can you walk us through this slide real fast? So because sometimes I don't know, so bring us all up to speed.
Right. So out of home is, I like to think of it as sort of traditional out of home and non-traditional. But traditionally, the things you think of are going to be billboards, street furniture, bus ads, even radio. These are things that are really touching you when you are not at home. So things like print, newspapers, magazines, that's not in there. Mobile's not in there. It's things that are really about what is going to impact you after you leave your house in the morning and before you get back home in the night.
Great. So marketing to consumers when they're on the go in public places, in transit, waiting, even in a medical office, I guess that's considered out of home, and or in a specific commercial location such as a retail venue. Great. So walk us through what you're going to teach us today, the 7 tips to develop a smart out-of-home marketing campaign, please.
Yeah, well, out of home has gotten a lot smarter over the past, I want to say 10 years, and really it's learned a lot from online marketing, especially in terms of targeting the right audience. It used to be kind of a shotgun approach, put a billboard up and hope people see it, but now people know you have to be smart because the consumer is smarter and they are assaulted by ads on all fronts. So you have to really target and try to make sure that your ad gets in front of the right people at the right time. And you have to measure it now as well because you have to know if the investment you're making in outdoor or online or wherever, if that investment is bringing you new sales and new customers. So you really have to measure it, and you want to always include a trackable call to action. So we're going to get into what that means, but a lot of times it's going to mean a phone number that provides you with data. It's a phone number that is unique to each ad, and you can use that to decide if what's working and what's not working.
Yeah.
We're also going to go over a couple of industry resources that have provided a lot of research on what kinds of people. Depending on what kind of medium you want to use, who's the best market to target and what's the best medium. Number 5, use what you have is sort of a guerrilla tactic. We're going to talk about ways that businesses can use what they've got right now and turn that into an out-of-home ad. Choosing the right medium is, we're going to go through some of the non-traditional, some of the alternative and really innovative out-of-home options that are out there, and we're barely going to scratch the surface. But there's a lot of medium, and there's certainly going to be one that can match any brand. And finally, choose the right message. How do you make your brand come across to the right people without overwhelming them with information?
That's great. Okay, so walk us through number 1. How do we target the right audience?
Right. So you start, you're going to start with what you know about your customer. And just like let's see on the right there, it's sort of a screenshot from a Facebook ad. If you are, if you're friends with people on Facebook that play Mob Wars, or if you're looking for a new credit card, Facebook is targeting you because they know what your interests are. So you got to sort of think like an online marketer. So what do we know about our target market? Are they single moms? Are they, professionals that work downtown? Where do they work? Where do they live? What do they spend their time on? What do they care about? The more you know about somebody, the better you can target, and then you're going to have a more cost-effective ad because you're not going to be putting ads out to people who aren't going to be in your target market. So that's really what it's all about. It's sort of being mindful and being strategic in the way that you choose who you want to market to. Instead of a shotgun approach, this is more of a sniper.
Okay, great. So better targeting is more cost-effective, and it seems like you need to build in the tracking mechanisms, it seems, and that's what's going to make you more like PPC, pay per click. Okay, awesome. Walk us through the next step. How do we measure our campaign?
Right. So, until recently, a lot of times if you were asking people in your ads to call you on the phone or to come into your store or restaurant, you wouldn't necessarily know what prompted them to come in or what prompted them to go to your website or to call you. So actually, right now, the industry is sort of caught up to the high tech. So you're able to track inbound leads regardless of what medium you're using. And a lot of the ways it's going to be with phone numbers and also SMS text, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the important thing is that you can put unique phone numbers or unique text message campaigns on each ad or on different media so that you can compare and see which ones are working. So if you have a series of, just for instance, billboards, you want to make sure that that they're working. And if one's an outlier and it's not bringing in any new calls or any new business, then you'll know because you're tracking it with these phone calls. So we're going to talk about resources for that.
Mm-hmm. And this photo represents that years ago. What was that? What does this photo represent?
Yeah, and basically in the olden days, you couldn't tell where a call was coming from, but they're being connected, and it's sort of I think advertisers were sort of at a loss as to I'm not sure how it's working. I don't know what parts are working. So now it's really a lot easier to track what is the value of each kind of ad that you're doing.
Yeah, I love that. Cool. Walk us through this slide and this really cool picture. How do we use a trackable call to action? It looks like this photo has a text message little ad on here. That's really cool.
Right. So SMS is the other name for text message marketing, and you can see in the image there, their out of home is a simple chalkboard on an A-frame easel, and it's out in front of their restaurant. So that's a form of out-of-home advertising. So they put the chalkboard out like many small businesses do, and they made it a little smarter. So they put a campaign that said, text Ricks to this number.
I hope you're enjoying this video so far. This has been a preview of the Media Leaders Virtual Conference, where you can learn social media, PR, marketing, and sales. There's 20+ tactical presentations to build your business. You can learn more about it at MediaLeaders.com or register using the link below this video, right below it. Maybe it's above it, but probably below. Now, this conference, you're probably asking, why should I even register? Well, don't buy a plane ticket. Don't reserve a hotel room. Or don't even leave the office, because we're bringing 24 of the best social media, PR, marketing, and sales professionals directly to you, and we call it the Media Leaders Virtual Conference. It's a little bit different. You can register at, like I mentioned, at MediaLeaders.com or use the link below this video. It's designed for small and mid-sized businesses that want online techniques and real-world business advice that's tactical. We're going to give you 7 tactical tips in less than 45 minutes from each one of our professionals, over 24 presenters that you're going to get the chance to dive in deep into their subject matter. They're experts in their field, and they're the hardworking people that we admire and that we want to hire here at Media Leaders. You can watch the presentations on your schedule at any time as long as you want. Also, if you accept our bonus at the end, you get a free copy of my best-selling book, Light, Bright, and Polite. And as if that's not enough, you get a 100% money-back guarantee if you're not 100% satisfied. I hope you'll join us at the Media Leaders Virtual Conference. You can register at MediaLeaders.com or click the link below this video. I look forward to seeing you at the conference. Have a great day.